Hi guys, Marenghi here. I hope you're doing very well. It's great to see you here. Well, I can't see you, but I can imagine you, and I bet you're very beautiful and charming and becoming. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already and push the bell button. Okay, so today's video. Do not turn away from this. This is 5 must-know signs that you are being emotionally abused. So let's jump right in. Number 1, is this person degrading you, either in private or public, you know? Are they sarcastic? Are they passive-aggressive with you? Do they enjoy humiliating you in public? Do they make jokes about you a lot in public? You know, the kind of thing, well, I'll just say it. I think bully might be a bit strong, but if it was, you know, they say about school, bully or be bullied, I was more on the teasing end of the spectrum. Never physically violent, but, you know, like teasing and name-calling and stuff. And, yeah, I guess it's a very teenage behaviour. And I've seen it all the time in all the hundreds of schools I've been. But people should grow out of it. And if you're an adult and it's happening to you, then you probably are being emotionally abused by, by someone. I've got a friend who seems to even enjoy it when his wife calls him out in a serious way, in a degrading way in front of people. And it's a bit disturbing to watch and uncomfortable. Okay, sign number 2 that you are being emotionally abused. Is this person trying to control your life? You know, they'll treat you like a child. You know, they'll always know what's best and patronize you and rain on your parade when you do when you do achieve something, controlling you in that way, diminishing any goals you might have, any seeds of goals. And Bob Dylan said, if you've got a big ambition for yourself, the best thing to do is to keep it to yourself, because a lot of people will kill you. Will try and kill it, that spirit of hope you've got and the private dream that's unlikely, but, you know, could happen. Tyson Fury, heavyweight champion of the world, said if he had listened to everyone who said he couldn't be a heavy championship person of the world. Let me start that again. Heavyweight champion of the world. He would not have gone to training because hundreds of people said it to him, and there are lots of naysayers out there. That's for sure. People can even get Stockholm syndrome when it comes to people that they are being emotionally abused by. I used to work with someone who tried it on me a few times, but I didn't let him do it. He was a bit of a bully, and he used to basically have this pet, this guy who was a very sweet guy, but not very bright at all. And it was sort of like an extremely mild version of Ramsay and Reek from Game of Thrones. He'd just, humiliate him in public, abuse him, but this guy was too shy and sweet and not cognitively, you know, able, I don't think, to fight back, to come back. It was like watching someone on a leash. It wasn't very pleasant. Okay, number 3. Do they accuse and blame all the time? Especially when it comes to you. You know, they're never to blame for anything. They never take extreme ownership, as Jocko Willink's book puts it, on how to solve problems. You take hard to do, but you take ownership of what you can do to fix things. You know, are they incredibly sensitive to criticism? You know, they always know best, but they're always right, and they're never to blame. They never laugh at themselves, never make a joke of themselves, you know. That is often a trait of someone who is emotionally abusive. By the way, I'm going to do a whole separate video on, because I've been through so many courses on this in my teaching career, of signs of abuse in children. Some of which might be surprising, but that'll be for another video. Okay, number 4. Are they, I guess this probably does apply to children more, neglecting you? So say if you've got a partner who, I spoke to a girl once who said her partner seemed to enjoy making a game out of being particularly nice to her in public, and they're particularly cold shouldery and brutally neglectful and even insulting a lot in private, and he seems to enjoy that kind of game. Passive aggression, like I say, the cold shoulder. It's a very common sign of just to spend 20 seconds on the child spectrum of this. Although I don't know how old you are watching this video. Say a parent, this is particularly pathological, but a parent would say to a kid, "Oh, I'm going to come to your performance tonight. I'll come to your play. I'll come to your recital. I'll come to a piano recital, whatever," and then not turn up. And that was their way of showing them they're annoyed with the kid, or the way of punishing the kid, which does not seem very healthy at all. Okay, sign number 5. The word, I guess, would be enmeshment. They treat you as an extension of themselves, and might say, "Oh, I'm doing what's best for you." Even if you've said explicitly 1,000 times, "What's best for me is, to go left," they will insist that no, they know best and going right is the best. I don't mean politically, although it could mean that as well. Although more and more, obviously the extreme right is insane, but more and more it seems the extreme left is just as insane and just as dangerous. Antifa are officially, going on a slight tangent, Antifa, meaning anti-fascist, the organisation who turn up in balaclavas and beat up men, women and children who are lined up to see someone like Ben Shapiro or Milo Yiannopoulos or Gavin McInnes talk, and who are classed by the FBI as a terrorist organisation, are extreme left. That's how bad the extreme left can get. Anyway, never mind all that. So I think the only person, twice I've had to threaten to call the police on another human being, and once was someone who I've got a feeling she's the one trolling me under the name Prudent Princess, and some of her comments have had to be taken down. But I've vowed to be honest on this channel, and I'm not scared of... if you don't have a gun, I'm not scared of you, to put it that way. She would do most of the above, apart from the ridicule thing. She was extremely overprotective and overbearing, and one night, after multiple patterns of this kind of behaviour, one night she rang me up when I was at home doing some writing, and said, let's see each other tonight. And I said, I'm doing some writing tonight, maybe, tomorrow or the day after. And she'd be like, no, I'm coming to see you tonight. It's like, well, no, because I said that, and she's like, why are you like this? None of my other friends get like this, and sort of kicked off. And I was like, look, I just don't want to see anyone tonight. It's nothing personal. I'm doing my thing. I'm like, I wither away if I don't do creative stuff. I need to do it. And she's like, no, I'm coming over. So you can imagine it would get boring to keep describing that. Anyway, the phone call ends. I get a text from her flatmate / best friend saying, Rob, I know you live in a bit of a dodgy area, and which is half true. She's on her way here, on the way there, on the way to my house. Please make sure she'll be okay and that you let her in and look after her. I'm like, for fuck's sake, man! Like, I've been forced into friendship / it was, I don't know, it was a messy start to begin with. We basically met, and she was like, I'm going to marry this other guy in a few months, but he's not pulling his finger out and I'm not seeing him at the minute. And I'm like, well, I was in an extremely bad place then, and thinking very short term, and things just sort of kicked off. And she was good to me in some ways, but yeah, extremely controlling in other ways. And it was like I was being bullied into hanging out with her. Well, I was being bullied into hanging out with her. And then when she obviously turned up, when I sort of called her out on it, she was like, why have you always got to cause such a drama? Why have you always... And my housemate's trying to sleep upstairs. And yeah, so I had to say, in the end, like, this happened a few times, obviously, but, I'm going to have to call the police if you keep doing this. Like, I don't need... I tried to put it as tactfully as possible, but I don't need a controlling psychopath in my life. And I'm quite lucky because psychopath's a bit strong. I don't need a very domineering person telling me what to do all the time and pushing me around and bullying me. It's not in my nature to put up with that. And I'm quite disagreeable on the personality scale, and disagreeable people, one of the advantages of it is you don't get taken advantage of as easily as very agreeable people, who are the ones most subject to post-traumatic stress disorder, and being taken advantage of by malevolent people who they often don't even think exist, which is why it's easy to take advantage of them. And they want to, one piece of advice my dad once gave me, don't try and please everyone, because you will fail, and it'll be detrimental to yourself in the process, and you'll annoy everyone because you failed. Yeah, there's a healthy kind of selfish that you have to be. Anyway, so there you are, guys. The 5 must-know signs that you are being emotionally abused. I'm aware, increasingly, with a mental health channel. Like if you, as Gavin McInnes put it, like if you went up to a 50s, docker in the 50s in New York and were like, how are you feeling? How are you feeling, Dave? Like, what's going on inside? You want to talk about emotional abuse or depression? They'd look at you as if you just suggested eating cat shit from the floor. Like, there's been a zeitgeist shift in how comfortable people are talking about this sort of stuff. I wouldn't say I'm comfortable doing it at all. I feel vulnerable to the point of nauseous, but just don't worry. I am aware of that, and I'm trying not to. It's very hard not to make a mental health channel and come across as too whiny. I'm trying to help people for my own benefit, even though you would not believe what I've lost because of this channel. But I still want to do it. Anyway, I'm aware that it can sound like a lack of stoicism or just overthinking or being a pussy, and I'm aware of that. I just want you to know. I don't know if I succeed or fail in the boundary, but I'm aware of it. All right, guys. Yes, like I said, please subscribe, push the bell icon, then you get told about my new videos. And who wouldn't want that? Because all the other mental health people, brilliant as they are, none of them are humorous or glamorous or as humble as me. All right, guys. Take it easy. Goodbye. Playlist below. Check out my other videos and all sorts of stuff now. Bye.